When God removes people from your life, let them go. I know that sentence lands like a hard truth. Nobody wants the ache of empty seats at the table, the silence where laughter used to be, or the sting of messages that no longer come through. We collect people like treasures, family, friends, partners, teammates, and we plant our days around them. So when one by one some of those people are taken away, it feels personal, painful, and sometimes downright unfair. If you are sitting with that hurt right now, let me say this first and loud enough for your trembling heart to hear. God sees, God knows. God is not snatching people from your life on a whim. He has reasons, even if you can't see them yet. Many of us imagine God as passive, a distant watchman who only intervenes in grand miracles, but the Bible shows a God who is actively shaping lives, sometimes by subtraction as much as by addition. Jesus himself talks about pruning. Every branch that bears fruit, he prunes so that it may bear more fruit. John 15:2. Pruning hurts. You feel the cut, but the purpose is life in abundance, not loss for the sake of loss. So why does God remove people? 4 reasons, and I want you to listen like someone who is learning a strategy in a battle you didn't volunteer for. First, some people are weeds. They choke what God is growing in you. I don't say that to be mean, I say it to be honest. Relationships can be beautiful and poisonous at once. A hand that once helped you climb can later hold you down. A voice that once guided can later misguide. The presence of some people keeps you stuck in old patterns of doubt, fear, sin, or small thinking. God removes those people not because he dislikes them, but because he loves you enough to clear space so you can grow. Imagine a pot filled with good soil, but then covered with creeping vines that steal the nutrients. The gardener pulls the vines so the plant can reach light. That gardener is God. Second, some people are not meant for your next season. God works in seasons. Abraham had to leave family and home to become a father of nations. Joseph had to be stripped of family, freedom, and comfort to be formed for the palace. These painful separations were not random. They were positioning moves. When doors close with certain people, often it's because you're being redirected away from what keeps you small and toward what will stretch you. It's not personal rejection, even when it feels like it. It's divine reorientation. Third, sometimes people must face consequences for their choices. God loves restoration, but he is also a God of justice and consequence. When someone's actions hurt you or others, God may allow natural consequences to teach them or to protect others. That doesn't mean we celebrate their pain. It means we trust a wise God who can use even a hard consequence to awaken a soul. While he is patient and slow to anger, he is not a doormat to sin. Part of letting someone go is trusting God to deal with what they have sown. Fourth, God removes people to refine you. The refining fire is not just for others, it's for the one in the furnace. Sometimes losing people forces you to get to know you, your strengths, your fears, your idols. It forces you to seek God in the silence, to find a deeper root for your identity. Who are you when nobody praises you? Who are you when your phone stays silent? Those questions make you either brittle or beautiful. God is in the work of making you beautiful sovereignly, painfully, quietly. So those are reasons, but knowing a why does not make the pain less. Here's the honest route to healing. Let them go and let God do the work. That sounds easy when I say it, but it's a discipline. It's a series of small decisions repeated until your heart learns a new muscle. If you want practical help, do these things. They will not shortcut grief, but they will steward it. First, grieve with honesty. God gave us tears for a reason. We are not stoic robots whose faith is measured by how quickly we stop crying. Psalm 34 and other psalms are full of honest sorrow. Name the loss. Tell God how angry, confused, or betrayed you feel. God bears those feelings. He is big enough for your questions and raw enough for your tears. Write letters you don't send. Talk to a friend who will listen without trying to fix. Grief refused becomes bitterness. Grief grieved becomes compost for new life. Second, choose forgiveness, even if it's small. Forgiveness does not mean instant reconciliation. Forgiveness is a decision to stop letting the injury define you. Sometimes that decision is made in a whisper. Lord, I don't want this wound to root in my soul. Forgiveness is for you as much as it is for them. It loosens you. It opens your hands to receive again. Third, set and keep boundaries. Letting someone go can mean simply distancing. Let that be deliberate. If someone hurt you, you don't have to be their free fall cushion. Boundaries protect the healed heart. They are not cruel. In fact, they are merciful, sometimes to the other person, because consequences can wake them up. Protect your time, your home, your finances, and your prayer life. The Apostle Paul modeled this. He knew when to stay in the fight and when to step back for the sake of the mission. Fourth, look for the lesson. God always trains by truth and time. Ask him, what are you teaching me in this season? Maybe the lesson is about not trusting others rather than trusting God. Maybe it's about humility or boldness or patience. If you can find at least one growth point, the pain gains meaning. Keep a journal of what you learn. Years from now, you'll be grateful your grief taught you something. Fifth, resist the quick return to people-pleasing. Some of us, when abandoned or hurt, double down on being everything for everybody so we will never be left. That's a quick road to losing yourself. Instead, cultivate a life that can stand alone and is still generous. Learn to be with God without social applause. That solitude will grow a sturdier you. Sixth, invest in community that is healthy and reciprocal. Letting go doesn't mean you walk from everyone. It means you risk again, but with wiser eyes. Find people who will speak truth in love, who will call you into your promise, who will pray when the nights are long. Good community is the context of restoration. Seventh, watch for God's new doors. When he closes one door, he is not being cruel. He is often creating a corridor to a better place. Maybe a new friendship, a new job, a new freedom. Keep eyes open, but don't rush. God's timing is not the market's timeline. It's not about filling the space immediately. It's about preparing the space for something that will last. And remember this, when God removes someone, he is not reshuffling your life to punish you. He is aligning you to the mission he has for you. That mission may be as simple as being home for your children with a new kind of stability. It may be as grand as leading a movement. It may just be growing a heart that can stand firm. Whatever it is, the loss is not the end of your story, unless you allow it to be. God can write with loss. He has done it before. He will do it again. Finally, keep praying for those who left. That is the hardest thing to do, but also the most freeing. Pray the way Jesus did from the cross. Father, forgive them. Prayer releases you from the compulsion to be God in their story. You cannot heal their heart, but God can. When you pray for them sincerely, your heart lightens. You begin to wish well instead of wishing harm. If I can give one short encouragement to take to bed tonight, it is this. Let them go while you hold tightly to God. The leaning that once rested on people is meant to be transferred to the Lord. He is the cantor who holds the melody when everyone else's songs fade. He is the shepherd whose presence is enough when companionship falters. Loss is raw, but it is not wasted. The brokenness can be the very hinge on which your new season swings. Trust him to be the gardener, the builder, and the healer. Let the people he removes go, not with anger only, but with the courage to grieve, the wisdom to set boundaries, the willingness to learn, and the faith to watch for new life. In time, you will see the reasons. In time, you will taste the fruit of a life more deeply rooted, more fiercely loving, and more humbly dependent on the God who never leaves you.